everyone, it's me, Aaron, Professor Thorgy, your guys, who cares? Listen, I'll be totally honest with you guys, I'm not feeling it today. I'm not. You know why? Because I gotta make another video talking about Civil War II. And if you saw that episode where I talked about Civil War II issue number 1, then you know I was pretty negative on that book. Not just because I thought it was bad, even though I did, but because that book actually made me concerned for the future of Marvel, because it looks like this event will end up tearing down many of those things that has made Marvel great over the past couple of years. But, since I make videos talking about comic books on YouTube, I owe it to you guys to keep talking about this series. I owe it to you to continue covering this event. So mark my words, as long as this series is relevant, I will continue to talk about... Hello? This is Professor Thorgy. Marvel has already revealed all the books it has coming out after Civil War, so there's actually no reason at all to continue reading that series. I see. Thank you. Hello everyone, it's me, Aaron, Professor Thorgy, your guide to all things geeky, and welcome to another episode of Comic Class, the show every single Wednesday on this channel where we just geek out about comic books, and I got a feeling it's gonna be a good one. As of the time of this recording, Marvel has come out and made 4 big announcements about what's coming out after Civil War II, including new titles, relaunches, and a brand new initiative that they call Divided We Stand. And honestly, pretty much all of it has me either excited or at least intrigued in one way or another. So today's episode is actually going to be pretty positive. I'm going to be praising Marvel for a lot of stuff. However, before I get to the positives and the praising, I have to get something off my chest. So if you guys just want to skip to the positive part, go ahead, click right there, or jump to that time. That's when I'm going to start praising Marvel. However, there's something before that I just have to address. So, you all good? You all clicked on that? Alright. Hit it. Marvel! Stop telling us what's happening after your big events! Oh my god! Listen, I fully understand that you have to advertise these things 3 months in advance because that's when the previews come out and that's when the stores get to order their stuff that's coming out, so you do have to let people know 3 months in advance what's coming out. However, everybody knows that they're going to already buy whatever comes out after Civil War II. All you have to do is just announce, hey, here's the title of a book, and then all the information is classified. You don't have to put out tons of promo art. You don't have to put out a bunch of teases, because when you do that, we look at the thing that you already have going on, and we go, oh, I kind of already know what's going to happen, so... Like, take that new Iron Man book, for example. Yes, it looks exciting. It looks intriguing. I am very interested in that book. However, considering the fact that Tony Stark is one of the 2 major players in Civil War II, and we don't know what's going to happen to both of these sides, all I gotta do is take one look at that cover, and one look at the Divided We Stand lineup, and I can pretty much tell what's going to happen in Civil War II, and we're only at issue 2 out of 7 of it. Dear gosh, why do I even need to read the rest of Civil War II at this point? And also, listen, as I said, I understand you have to tell us what's coming out afterwards because you have to get people to order it in time for you to print it. However, you don't have to advertise the crap out of it more than you're currently advertising the main event going on. Because when you advertise Divide We Stand this much and you put out all those promo images, you get people talking. You get people intrigued. You get people saying, oh, what's this? I really want to check this out. And you get them not saying that about the big event that we are trying to sell in our stores at the moment. Listen, Marvel, it's great that you're excited about all this stuff. However, as I said, issue 2 out of 7. We have 5 more issues of this thing to go, and no one cares about it now at this point. Everybody's done with it. They're over with it because they want to check out this thing. That is like a video game company coming out at E3 and at the beginning of their conference announcing a brand new console, and then at the end of their conference announcing an even bigger, better new console. Marvel, do you want to be the Microsoft of comic book companies? Of course you don't. No one wants to be Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't even want to be Microsoft. Whew. Okay, got that out of my system. I feel good now. Alright, let's talk about these new books, and as I said, despite what you might have gathered from that little rant, I am actually excited for most of these books. Okay, the first thing that we have to talk about is Divided We Stand. Now, this one isn't a new series. This is going to be the new initiative going out after Civil War II. And you might be wondering what that means. You see, after every single one of Marvel's big events, for the next few months after that event, all their books have a certain tone, a certain direction that they're heading towards, and the tone and direction after Civil War II is going to be called Divide We Stand. And as you can tell from this promo image, the Marvel Universe is going to be pretty heavily divided after Civil War II. Everybody isn't going to make up, not going to come together, hold hands, and share a Coke and sing Kumbaya. No. Everybody is still going to be untrusting of each other, they're going to be fed up with each other, they're going to be divided. And you might be saying, well, why are you excited for Divide We Stand? You always said that you hate seeing characters come together and fight and argue and be divided. You like seeing characters come together to grow and bond with each other. I do. But when you look at the way that these two groups are divided, it has me think that half of these groups will be doing just that. You see, because there seems to be a very clear age difference between these two groups. On one side, you've got Captain Marvel, Captain America, Black Panther, Cable, Doctor Doom, which is a little bit odd, and Fing Fang Foom, I'm guessing? I don't know, maybe they got the rights to Godzilla back. I don't know what's going on, but there's a giant green lizard foot over on that side. But then on the other side, you got Miss Marvel, you got Moon Girl, you got Miles Morales, you have Totally Awesome Hulk, you've got Prowler in there, but I'll get to him later, and you also have Doctor Strange. That one's really weird to me. He's standing out like a sore thumb in that one. He's almost like Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused. It's like, dude, you're too old for this group. You should have moved on by now, alright, man? But as I said, when I look at that younger group over there, it has me look at them and go, oh, I see. I think what's going to happen is that this younger group is going to look at the older group of characters. All these characters who for years and throughout several events, one right after the other, have always come at each other, always ended up fighting each other, always ended up squabbling and bickering with each other and dividing sides. And I think this younger group is going to look at them and go, we got into this gig to be superheroes. I don't know what happened to you guys to make you all jaded and angry with each other, but we want to actually be superheroes. We want to go out there and actually save the world. We're tired of your internal squabbling and bickering. We're going to go out there and do the thing that we should all be doing anyways. So if that's what's going to happen, which is the tone that I'm getting, I'm totally down for that. I am totally up for that, because that to me is a great commentary on the things that I have really hated about Marvel over the past couple of years. It's all that infighting, all of that division, all of that just coming together for big events where you just battle one another instead of actual villains. So if this younger group is going to be the symbol of, no, we're going to stop doing that, that's awesome. And again, Doctor Strange, yeah, he's the guy who's like, no, I'm just here for peace. I'm not here to fight each other. And Prowler, yeah, Prowler has always been a character who is about speaking truth to power, so totally cool with that. I'm totally on that side. That, again, makes me think that that's what that younger group is going to be. Although one really weird thing that I have to point out about these two sides is that you've got 3 members of the Mercs for Money over on one side, which is Deadpool's Heroes for Hire ripoff team. And then on the other side, you have Gwenpool, but there's no actual Deadpool anywhere to be seen. Listen, we all know that Disney has been telling Marvel, downplay your mutants. Don't use as many mutants. Don't have the X-Men. Don't have any of the characters who we don't own in our movies in your comics. And Deadpool is one of the most successful movie characters out there right now. He is killing it for Fox, and I would not be shocked if this was kind of the start of Disney coming in and going, yeah, downplay him too. I know he sells lots of toys and he sells lots of comics, but downplay him too. You gave him a whole team of supporting characters, just spotlight them. We created a new, younger female version of Deadpool, just spotlight her. Again, that's kind of crazy conspiracy theory ramblings on my part. However, considering that there's only, Cable in there as far as mutants go? Yeah, I don't think that's that far off of an assumption. I mean, especially when you consider the fact that Marvel does own Gwenpool and they do own the Mercs for Money. No matter how closely they are tied to Deadpool, they do still own them. I think that might be what's happening here. Next up is the Champions. Now, this is a brand new teenage superhero team, and I'm actually really excited for this book, but at the same time, I'm a little bit salty. Just a little bit salty about it. I'll explain why in just a second. But for now, this is a brand new team that is going to feature Kamala Khan, Amadeus Cho, Miles Morales, Sam Alexander, Cyclops from the past, and the Vision's daughter, whose name is escaping me right now. Just write it there, me in the future. Thank you. But yes, this is going to be a brand new team featuring all of those teenage superheroes coming together, and it's going to be more of an activist tone is the way they described it, which that's why so many of the promo images lean into this, had those characters saying, "I quit." It kind of leads into what my theory was about that divide with Divide We Stand. It does look like the younger heroes are going to be looking at the older heroes going, we don't want to do things your way. We don't want to just come together and fight each other. We do want to go out there and actually be superheroes. Which, great! That's what a teenage superhero team should be, and it's going to be written by Mark Waid, and to me that is a great pick, because not only did he write one of my favorite teenage superheroes of all time, Impulse, but also that's a dude who just knows how to write superheroes. I said this when he got the job writing Avengers. There are so many people out there who's like, well, this is my specialty. This is my specialty. I like to write heroes like this. I like to write heroes like that. Mark Waid's specialty is superheroes, and he likes to write superheroes like superheroes. So the whole point of this book is to have these young heroes going, we're going to go out there and actually be superheroes. Perfect. He is the guy you want to write that book. But also, I just gotta say, I love the cast on this book. Amadeus Cho working with Miles Morales and Kamala Khan and Sam Alexander, that is a great combination. And the Vision's daughter, again, sorry that I'm forgetting her name, but oh my gosh, if you have not read The Vision, that book is so good, and the stuff that they are doing with his kids is amazing in that series. And I would love to see Mark Waid try and bring some of that into this series to provide a very big X Factor on this team. Speaking of X Factors, Cyclops. I love that Cyclops is on this team. First off, there's been all this fighting back and forth between the Inhumans and the mutants, so I love the fact that they have now created a team that has got Cyclops and Kamala Khan on the same team. But also, if you've been reading All New X-Men, then you know that the Cyclops in that book, he came from the past to the present, where he discovers that his older self kind of became a supervillain and went crazy. So he basically, throughout this entire series, has been going, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be defined by that. I don't want to end up becoming that, and I don't want people to keep looking at me like I am that. That is the perfect character to put in a book that is all about younger heroes looking at the adults going, we don't want to become you. So yeah, he should be in this book. In fact, I kind of hope he ends up leading the team. And also, it's just great to see Marvel put out there another teenage superhero team, because every generation needs that teenage superhero team. They need that teenage superhero team that will speak to them at their age when they need it. So it looks like this book could be that for an entire generation. So that's great. And you might be asking, well, if you're loving this so much, why are you salty about it? Yeah, okay. As I said, it's great that this new generation has their team of teenage superheroes. However, my team of teenage superheroes was New Warriors. And I look at this team and go, that's the New Warriors. That is the perfect team for the New Warriors. Oh my god, just put Night Thrasher in there and you're good to go. I could have had the New Warriors back again, because I loved the New Warriors when I was a kid. When I was a kid, the Teen Titans were not all that good. They were more of just rebellious, angry 90s grunge kids who just leaned against brick walls the whole time. But the New Warriors were actual superheroes. They were actual superheroes going out there doing superhero things, and they were also kind of rebellious against the adult heroes. They were like, the adult heroes do not understand all the problems that are out there, so that's why we're here to go out there and save the day from the stuff that they don't even focus on, which is kind of what this new team is doing. So yeah, I'm a little bit salty that for the longest time I've been going, so are the New Warriors coming back? We're gonna get the New Warriors again, right? Right? We're gonna get them back? And then I look at this team, I'm like, that could have been them. That could have been the New Warriors. But at the same time, I understand why they can't call them New Warriors, because they've tried to bring the New Warriors back many times, and it just hasn't worked. And a lot of it just has to do with that name. That name, especially after the first Civil War, it's kind of got a black mark on it. I hate saying it, but no matter what they end up doing with that team, ever since that first Civil War, it's going to be kind of hard to sell that team. So I understand that if they want to sell a team and also not have it have any strings attached to a previous team and have it be a totally fresh, brand new jumping on point, giving it this brand new name of the Champions is a great way to go with it. I know someone's going to come in the comments and say, but there was a Champions team before this one. Yeah, but it's very clear it will be in no way connected to that previous Champions team. Whereas if you create a brand new team of teenage superheroes and call them New Warriors, you're going to have to, in some way, shape, or form, connect them to the previous team. I know a lot of people out there might be saying, well, why didn't they just call this team the Young Avengers? Again, it's so that you can get a better jumping on point by giving them a brand new name, but also because, listen, the New Warriors, they changed their roster all throughout the years. They kept updating over and over and over again because, as I said, that was a book about teenage superheroes. Young Avengers was a book about Kate Bishop and Teddy and all those characters. It was a book about them. That's who the Young Avengers were. The Young Avengers was not a book about teenage superheroes. It was a book about personal journeys of these characters. In fact, most of the times, the threats that they had to save the day from were threats that were directly connected to them. It was their alien parents, or some weird mystical dimension creature impersonating their parents that they brought into this dimension. All of their adventures were directly tied to them and their own personal growth and their own personal stories. So, yeah, I kind of understand why you can't bring the Young Avengers back, because that was them. They're not here anymore. But okay, let's move into the last two books that they announced. The next one is Great Lake Avengers. I love the hell out of the Great Lake Avengers. Great Lake Avengers are so much fun, and I was so worried that after Civil War II, things were going to be so dark and bleak and depressing and grungy like it had been at Marvel for years after the first Civil War. But if one of the big books coming out after Civil War II is Great Lake Avengers, things are going to be okay. We're gonna be alright, folks. Humor and love and fun still exist in the Marvel Universe after Civil War II. Because yeah, the Great Lake Avengers was a group of just dopey characters. They were just goofy joke characters. Like, one of them is Mr. Immortal, and his power is he can keep coming back to life after he dies, and it's like, oh, that could be a really cool power. No, they treated him like Kenny from South Park, in which just almost every panel he is just destroyed, and then he's back like, hey guys, how's it going? It's like, it's just weird, stupid humor. Like, there's a guy whose name is Flatman. His power is if he turns to the side, he's two-dimensional, so you can't see him. Or Doorman, a guy, if he stands against a wall, you can walk through him like he's a door. Just really dumb characters. That's the book where Squirrel Girl became a big hit. Yeah, you know how fun and goofy Squirrel Girl is? That's the book that made her a huge star. So I love the idea of the Great Lake Avengers coming back, because after something like Civil War II, we need the Great Lake Avengers. We just need them to come back. I think this is a great time for it. And one of the writers on this book is one of the writers on Rick and Morty. Oh my god, that sounds perfect. So yeah, I am very excited about that. And speaking of Squirrel Girl, as I said, she became a big hit when she was on that team, and now she's in a series and has a huge fan base. I love that one of the members on the Great Lake Avengers team is now going to be Squirrel Girl, and it's just a cardboard cutout of Squirrel Girl that they carry around with them to make themselves seem more famous. And recently on Tumblr, someone asked me if I was excited for the new US Avengers team, and I said, listen, it's written by Al Ewing, and Al Ewing does good, fun books, and this does look like it's going to be a good, fun, goofy book, so I should be excited. But honestly, I don't need more Avengers teams. Like, if they called that book anything else, I would be totally on board and totally excited for it. But I just don't need more Avengers teams, because it's gotten to that point in which I don't know what counts as an Avenger or not. Like, if Cap said Avengers assemble into the little car and got every single person to come running, who would show up, because who actually counts as an Avenger? It's one of those things that, as an old school comic book fan who just enjoys continuity, I look at it and it's like, I don't understand who here actually counts, and it does frustrate me. So you might be wondering, well, if you're frustrated with that because it's called Avengers, why are you okay with Great Lake Avengers? Because Great Lake Avengers, I know, is not an Avengers team. I know that they are a bunch of guys just trying to make money off of the name Avengers. They're just trying to squeeze off some of that popularity. So it is there solely as a joke, and I'm totally fine with that. So yes, again, so looking forward to the new Great Lake Avengers book. Okay, the last book that I want to talk about is the new Iron Man series. Yes, Iron Man is going to be rebooted, and it is going to feature a brand new character as Iron Man. Her name is Riri Williams, and she is a 15-year-old college student who is a computer genius. She is so smart, she has actually already appeared in the pages of Invincible Iron Man, and she has reverse engineered her own Iron Man suit of armor. She saw some designs online and was able to just look at them and go, I think I know how this works, and she was actually able to build her own Iron Man suit, and Tony Stark is actually aware that she has done this. They have not actually met yet, which I will say, I love legacy characters. I do. So it's really cool to see an Iron Man legacy character. However, I wish they had actually had some interactions before whatever is going to happen to Tony ends up happening, and I will talk about that in just a second. So I do have a small problem that they have never actually interacted. However, Tony Stark, because he's Tony Stark, is aware whenever anybody else out there in the world is able to create their own Iron Man suit. And so he's gone, oh yeah, someone out there just did? Okay, I'm aware of them now. So here's my theory. As I said, Iron Man does not pop up anywhere on that Divide We Stand poster. And also on the cover for the new Iron Man series, he appears as her onboard AI system. I don't think I'm stretching too far to say that at the end of Civil War II, Iron Man's going to die. He's going to die, or at least go into hiding. He's like, yeah, listen, the world still needs an Iron Man. So in case anything happens to me, I'm going to send my brain patterns as an AI system to this new person because she was able to build her own Iron Man system, so I'm going to help guide her and teach her how to be the new Iron Man. And like I said, I really wish that they had actually had some interactions before whatever is going to happen to Tony Stark ends up happening to Tony Stark. Because like I said, that just makes legacy characters seem that much more cemented, that much more real to me. But if they want to do it this way, in which you have an Obi-Wan Kenobi Force ghost of Tony Stark there, just teaching her how to be Iron Man, I actually think that could be kind of cool. I think you could actually do some really good stories with that, and I think it would actually be kind of interesting to see Tony Stark as the onboard AI system and Iron Man suit, rather than actually being Iron Man. There's some really cool stuff that you could do with it. It's written by Brian Michael Bendis, and you guys know how I feel about Brian Michael Bendis. However, I will say he is currently writing another young legacy character out there. The new Spider-Man series featuring Miles Morales. He's been writing that character since the start, and I gotta say, even though I have tons of problems with Brian Michael Bendis, and he caused me so much frustration, that book I actually love. I actually do genuinely love the Miles Morales Spider-Man series. I've been enjoying it ever since the start. So, yeah man, if he is able to bring that magic over to this new Iron Man legacy character, okay, I'm gonna let it pass, I will be fine with it, but I think if anybody looks at my track record with you, I don't think that they will blame me for being a little bit hesitant right here. But I am indeed intrigued, I am interested, and there's plenty of reasons to be excited about it. So, as I said, today is a pretty darn positive episode about Marvel. Aside from that rant at the beginning. But aside from that, it was a pretty darn positive episode. So if you guys want to see some more episodes from me about anything from the world of geekery, whether it has to do with comic books, video games, or movies, then make sure that you click that subscribe button. And if you want to see some other episodes of Comic Class, the show every single Wednesday where we just geek out about comic books, then make sure you click on the videos at the end of this. Thank you guys for watching this. Make sure that you share it all around the web. It is the best way to help out our channel, and you guys have been doing that a lot lately, and it really shows. We've been growing so much, and I owe it all to you, so thank you so much. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Come back next time.